Welcome to this video exploring work-life balance, or is it work-life brilliance? So what is balance to you? What images are conjured up in your head? What does it mean to you when we say balance, and equally when we say work-life balance? What is that for you? So for me, images like this come up when I hear balance. And these are very admirable pictures. However, they also require a whole lot of work, don't they? So this wonderful guy juggling, that has taken a lot of years of practice, or a lot of practice anyway. And equally, this amazing human on the right hand side in her yoga pose, or one-legged yoga pose, that again has taken a lot of dedication and a lot of focus and energy to get that position of balance. Yet when we look at these images, they're very different in that the man on the left his balance is coming from perpetual motion, and it's very obvious perpetual motion. And that if he stops, then balancing that unicycle is going to become very, very difficult. Juggling is impossible if you stop moving those balls. The very nature of that activity requires you to maintain your focus. And equally, this woman on the right, she may be in her pose very static, very still. However, there's a whole lot of things going on in her body for her to maintain that degree of stillness. So what is balance for you? Because certainly for me, there's a bit of a misunderstanding that balance is something that you achieve, that you get there, and that's you've got it. Because if these pictures are anything to go by, balance involves constant readjustment, constant tweaking, and being mindful and focused on what needs to be adjusted to maintain the balance that you've got. Now, what about brilliance? What comes up for you when I say brilliance? It may not have been a game of snakes and ladders. I completely appreciate that. So let me explain. This is a game of snakes and ladders because we all love playing games, and we might not like playing snakes and ladders, but bear with me. When we look at life in a more playful way, as if we are playing this great big game of life, and our objective is to play it brilliantly. And when we get one of those snakes, to just take it on the chin and we'll go, oh, it's really frustrating, and we'll groan. But we'll roll that dice again, and we'll keep on playing, and we'll keep on playing until we win. And when we're playing with friends, then it's actually really exciting when somebody else wins, and we might again groan. But we're in it together, and we're playing it together, which makes the snakes a lot more bearable. And when we get a ladder, then that's quite exciting, isn't it? And here's the thing with life. As you well know, things come along all the time that can throw off your balance. And these things often are out with our control. So when we view life as something we want to balance, then for me, it feels that we're leaving ourselves slightly vulnerable to be thrown off our balance by the wild and wonderful things that happen in our life. Whereas, when we reframe that and consider when we're playing this gorgeous game of life, and the name of the game is to just keep playing it and get really good at it and go for brilliance, then it's a lot easier to make good things happen. So when we view life as a big game, such as Snakes and Ladders, then it becomes a lot easier to accept that sometimes we're going to land on something unexpectedly and slide down that slippery old snake. And equally, there's going to be some unexpected ladders that are going to give us a little push up towards that finish line. And like games are, what happens when you finish? You just play another game, or you might want to play that game again. So unlike balance, where you're quite vulnerable to life's external forces, when we're playing a game, we've included those external forces. That's the whole point of the game. We have no idea what's going to happen when we roll that dice. We might be able to get skilled enough to kind of judge it a little bit, but that's the fun of the game. We don't know where our dice is going to land. And we just roll it and play it and manage whatever comes up. So that is why my preference is to aspire to work-life brilliance and just embrace this gorgeous big game of life. So before we go on, what I would like you to do is make sure that you have got a pen and a pad of paper, because as we move forward, I'm going to be asking you and inviting you to reflect on some questions and to really do this workshop. Don't just listen to my voice, actually do it, because then you're using your time as best as you can and just play with the things that I'm coming up with. See you on the other side.